So welcome to another video. Today I've got a Samsung T500 which is not charging. This has been repaired before and now if you look at the meter there, you'll see that if I toggle the cable, move the cable slightly, you'll see it will pull some amps. 0.84, let go of it and it just goes off. So there is definitely an issue with the charging port, and as you can see there, it's even showing the charging symbol, which is a bit strange because that should actually not charge. Okay, that's gone off now, and if I move it again, yeah, it's only working at a certain angle. Just there, if I hold it there, it will charge. You see what's happening there. So if I let go of it, put it down, the symbol will go off. So that means, yeah, it's definitely got a problem with the port. So the first thing we need to do is remove the glass, the screen from the device. Now that's the hardest part of this job, because the screen is bonded to the frame, so we have to be very, very careful when moving this screen. So let's get into it. I've got my heat pad here, which I'm about to switch on. That'll be running at approximately 80 odd degrees, so it is quite hot. Just get myself sorted out and leave it on there for a few moments. That will take about 5 minutes for us for it to heat up, and we'll debond the glass from the frame. Right, that should be, yeah, it's cooking nicely. That should be warm enough. I'm just going to switch off the amp meter. So I'm leaving, I don't need that on, to be honest. So what I'm going to do first of all is, actually it's made our job a little bit easier actually, because the old bonding, whoever's done this before, it's giving us a little bit of a helping hand. So what we need to do is just put a bit of alcohol on my tool that I've got here, and we're going to slowly prise out the glass. Be careful not to go in too far, because you could easily damage the LCD flexes or connectors. Ideally you want to use a plastic tool, a bit like this one. What I'm going to do actually, if I can switch the device on, because it says it's got 13%, that should power up. If we have a display, then you can see if you're putting any pressure on the glass. That's evaporated now, so I just need to put a little bit more on. Now obviously if you're doing one that's come from the factory and it's broken, it will take a bit more time because the bonding will be a bit stronger. Okay, that's quite satisfying actually. So, and it's still hot, so be very careful. If you can see there, just the glue just there. I'm just going to check behind here that there's no other flexes I'm disturbing. I don't think there is, so I can quite safely go ahead and be a little bit forceful in removing the old glue. Okay, okay, so it's got tape. We could use tape again, or we could use bonding glue. I'll probably use bonding glue, to be honest. Okay, so that's that. Now this mat is still warm, so what I need to do now is get my screwdriver and remove the battery first of all. If you're not sure where to put the screws or where to take it out from, draw a little template beforehand so you know where everything goes. That way you will not make a mistake. Okay, the screen is now off. So the actual frame with the actual part is just over here. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to remove the heat pad and my mat, and then we'll have a bit more kind of, not space, but just it'll be a bit cleaner. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, that's moved to one side. Now what we need to do is remove these little screws. Right, disconnect the battery first of all. This should just literally pop out. Any screws left? I don't think so. Okay, it's a little bit tough. Got to pull it up quite high. Just this camera. Right, so now we can remove the connector. Just pop that off, and this should just prise out. If it doesn't, you can use a bit of alcohol to soften up the bonding. Remember which way it goes. Now I'm not actually going to bother repairing this. I'm actually just going to replace it. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to replace it. So I'll order the new part, and actually I might have one in stock. Let me just have a look. Well, what do you know, I've got one in stock, which is great, so that can just do this job. Now get it out of the way. So where is it? Oh, okay, here we are, we're over there. So we need to put this on, a little protection thing they've got here. This doesn't go in, it goes in from underneath, it goes in like so. Okay. Make sure it goes in properly. This repair is going to be a lot quicker than normal because and I'm not cutting much out of the video, I'm just doing it as it is. So I'm going to put the battery in now, and I'm going to get the cable. Where's my charge cable gone? To one side, that's over here. The amp meter, and we'll see how it behaves. And you can see immediately it's pulling 1 amp. I'm just going to hold it down slightly. Yeah, that's fine. Now, what's happened to this device? Yeah, that's fine. 0.46. That's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm not using the fastest of chargers, but even then, that's fine. I'm happy with that. That's going to be great. So before we do actually put it all back together, I'm just going to plug in the screen just to satisfy us that it's charging correctly, and it stays charging. Okay, just put that down. So we were on, hopefully that's not not come out. Okay, as you can see, the charging symbol has started. And that was at 13% before. And now it's at 42%, which is really strange. And it's charging at 1 amp, so that's fine. Absolutely fine, yeah. I don't know why it was at 13%. I have no idea. But that ring is going round consistently now, and that has been done. So now we have the task of bonding it down. I'll just get my glue. First of all, I'm going to disconnect the battery, get rid of the sticky stuff, put that in the bin. Disconnect the battery, screen as well, and just going to make sure I've got a clean surface. I don't need to clean that. It looks pretty clean to me, but I think I'll just put a bit of alcohol, just give it a quick wipe around the edges. Now I'm actually going to apply the bonding, and when I've applied the bonding, that will give me enough time to put in the plate which is on this side here, because I want the bonding to be a little bit tacky. Get my bonding. Okay, so I use this T900S bonding. It's black and it will dry up pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go around, make sure you get a good seal. Make sure you don't leave any gaps anywhere. And be careful around the camera area. You don't want any of this stuff going into the camera. You will be in trouble if that happens. Take your time. There's never a rush doing these jobs. If you rush it, you'll make a mess of it, trust me. Right, I have forgot to do one thing, which is take off the tape from around the LCD. So I'll do that now. Just bear with me. So I'm going to plug in my electric screwdriver because I want to put these screws in as quick as I can. Right, so let's get rid of the tape which is on here. There's no other residue. There was a little bit just there, which to be honest, it doesn't matter because the more stickier the better. Just do a clean job, make sure there's no dirt on the camera lens. Just a little bit there, which is I can see. Okay, oh, it's crystal clear now, I can't see a thing. Okay, so let's put the frame in now. Should all my gloves while doing this because I always get a bit of the glue on my fingers. This particular screwdriver I got from Dubai. I was walking through, there's an area called Knife Road, and they have all the mobile phone stores and repair shops and all that sort of stuff around there. And I heard somebody, this is talking 15 years ago, I've had this drill, this screwdriver, sorry, and I could hear somebody using one of these. What is that noise? And they said, oh, that's just a screwdriver. I said, well, I want one. So I bought 2 of them, 3 of them actually, with different, one's a bit of a bigger one, that's for my laptop repairs. This we used for mobile phones and the old, back in the day, the old 6210s and 6310s, the best phones ever, in my opinion. Okay, I think that's that. A couple of screws just there. Put the battery in. This goes, there's a clip there which goes underneath. Have I got this the right way around? I don't think I have, no, that's the right way around. Now that glue would be really tacky now, so we need to speed it up a little bit, to be honest. Let's get this screen in. Careful the flex doesn't, you don't break the flex anyway. Nice satisfying click when you know that's made a good connection. Okay, well that's job done. So I'm just going to apply, make sure everything's nice and bonding's everywhere. Just put the screen down now, push it down all the way around. And what you could actually do is put some tape around the ends, and that will just make sure that the screen sticks in properly. Show you what I do sometimes, and then when the customer arrives, or when you're ready to take your ready to use it, give it a few hours. This stuff will bond quite nicely, so I tend to put one on there and make sure it's tight when you do it. I mean, real tight. Make sure I don't cover the power button. It is still booting up the device, as you can see. Make sure it all works correctly. I think the brightness is right down, but there you go, that's all working. So you're pulling it down and making sure that it's proper solid. Okay, let's plug the cable in now, do one more final test. see what I've just covered up the hole. Okay, that's fine. Right, but it is charging. It was showing 40 odd % before. Now, is that because the battery wasn't plugged in and just the screen was plugged in? I think that's probably what it was, yeah. So anyway, now you can see that's charging there, so we're all good. Moving this around, it's pulling 1.8 amps. I'll show you that on my amp meter. You can see that there. And it's doing a grand job. So yeah, job done. Like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon.